So every year we have mandarin ducklings hatching, and it seems that every year something seems to go wrong. Well, not the first year. All 6 eggs hatched. What do you guys got there?
A duck. A duck. Baby ducks.
You're quick, huh?
Yeah. I didn't know it's ready to jump.
But in 2020, it was Salt, our white mandarin, losing her only duckling to hatch. Last year, it was a wonderful hatch, but after some of the ducklings couldn't jump out of the nesting box, they died before we could save them. So this year, I made a different plan. Let's try letting the parents raise some in a coop by themselves without the other ducks around. Let's try moving some into a brooder right after they hatched. And let's take all the risk out of the way and hatch some in an incubator. They all had different outcomes, so we've got to start at the beginning. Remember when they laid eggs all the way back in January?
Oh boy.
Yeah, like still cold outside January? Well, that never ends well. We moved those eggs into the incubator and nothing.
Well, off to a bad start. That is not good. So that was rough. 1 out of 13, and the 1 doesn't even look great. So right now I'm left with 1 egg from the first group, and that's 6 more that have been laid over the past week. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to get rid of those eggs. I wish I would have caught that sooner. I had no idea that they were laying in January. That's nuts. But hopefully we get something from these remaining 7, and I think they're still gonna keep laying. So we'll probably get a few more eggs over the next few days.
Unfortunately, nothing hatched from our January, February, or March eggs.
That one is not good. Even though it's dark, yolk exploded or something.
Just too cold when we collected them. But the ducks were sitting on eggs in April, so there was a chance.
All right, it is April 21st. I think something should be hatching here pretty soon. Let's see what we've got going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Probably close to
10.
15 eggs down there. Now we'll just have to see what hatches. Now here in our other mandarin coop, we have another duck sitting on eggs. And she just started about a week ago, so they've got about 3 weeks to go. So we've been waiting a long time. This is the most exciting day of the year for a bird farmer, is when their exotic birds that only hatch once a year finally start to hatch.
So exciting.
Today is that day. We have 2 coops here. We've got some eggs here. I think we've got about 15 or so here. And then right next door, we've got, I think, 7 or 8 that they're starting to sit on now. We've been checking on Salt and her eggs nearly every day. And on May 13th, we finally found some broken eggs in the nesting box. Seeing a bunch of babies, that is exciting. Definitely see some babies down in there, but
Really?
yeah, there's some, like 2 standard ones around her. But she's still hissing and stuff, so.
When you take them out, Jake?
Yeah, we're going to, but I want to make sure they'll all hatch because I don't want her to like jump out and then abandon. So we've got an idea of how we can have the mama with her babies and not have to take them away from them. That's how a lot of them ended up dead last year, was the weather went cold and we weren't sure what the other ducks were doing, and we need a space to move her into, or maybe move the other ducks into. We could leave her alone. I could just leave her in there and then catch the other mandarins and move the other mandarins right over here. I need this coop cleared out. We have the hookbills in here, and we've been doing a hookbill hatching project. We've hatched out, I think, 5 hookbills so far this year. So we're gonna move these hookbills down to the pond. We were trying to keep from doing that because we wanted to protect these 4, our breeders, but we're gonna move them for a little bit just so we could have them in here.
You smelling a duck? Yeah.
So we've got them spread out now.
All right, we got our coop set up. Now let's catch some mandarin ducks to move over.
So Salt is on the eggs, and then her mate, air male, is back there. So we're gonna leave the 1 pair in here and then move the 3 other mandarins over there. There's male number 1. About the only way to catch these guys is in the air sometimes. So we've got 3 moved over. We have the 1 pair in here. So now hopefully it'll be a little safer when the babies come out. It's gonna be a lot warmer than last year. Hoping we can work this out where the parents will be able to hang out with the babies. So the babies hatched over the last day, and Mama's out now, so she's trying to call to them to get them to come out. So normally the mom jumps out, and then sometimes in the next 24 hours the babies follow her and jump out as well. It might be a little bit too far for them, so I want to make sure that they're able to get out. Standard, our little white baby. So we've got 4 white mandarin babies. We've got 3 standard color. I'm trying this as an experiment to see if the mama can take care of her babies since we separated out all the other ducks. Hopefully this works out all right. It is really wet out here today, which is not great for raising babies. We got some cold little babies, so we're getting some hay down. Still have all of them. They're all surviving, and luckily ducks are a wet bird, but they are still babies, so we don't want them getting too cold. Come on. You guys are all right. We got the babies there. Got one here. Hopefully they all survive the day, but we're doing the best we can to try to keep them warm in here and not separate them from their parents. So I hope we're not too late. We had to leave this morning for a little while, and I was watching on the camera, and there's one little white mandarin duckling that was struggling, not moving up with the others, and it's the survival of the fittest, and nature's cruel. Nature says, I'll take the strongest and help them survive, and man, I hope she's still alive. Is the baby dead? Oh no, I think the baby's dead. Over there, over there. It's really not alive?
Nope.
Oh. So we've had really warm weather the last couple of days, so I wasn't too worried about these ducklings yesterday, but it got a little cooler last night, in the 50s, 60s this morning, and wet and rainy made for a bad combination for Salt to try to keep her ducklings alive. With animals, it's the strongest that get to survive. Oh, sorry, little one. I thought we were gonna make it back in time. Another one died. So I thought the white mandarin parents could take care of these 7 mandarin ducklings, the 4 white mandarins and the 3 standards. And we've had 2 more whites die in the last day. We have another dead one here. I've got to take them away. So I've got to get those 4 and get them out of here. I would have loved for that to have worked out, but it did not. All right, well, I just put the little white mandarin inside already. You know, I've got some pheasants that are right in here. I might try that first. This might be a little calmer at first until they get a little bigger. Here's our last little white mandarin baby part of this group. That is the most frustrating thing. Sometimes you think you have it figured out, or you found a way to keep the babies with their parents, and then it just doesn't want to work out for you. It's frustrating. So right now we have the 4 mandarin babies in here, and we have 3 pheasants that hatched out in the last couple days. So they're all really tiny. They're running around panicking because they're not with their parents. I just hope they make it till the morning. Pheasants are cool. Mandarins are freaking out. Going to be a full house in here. So in the last day or two, had 2 hookbills hatch out, 1 mandarin, and 2 or 3 pheasants so far, and we have another mandarin hatching out. So on the last day, I've had these 2 hookbills, and a standard mandarin has hatched out. This was an egg that was collected a while ago that they weren't sitting on, and then we have 1 more egg that we're going to come in and watch hatch, and that's one of the eggs from after Salt got off those eggs, and the rest were put into the incubator. All right, buddy. So in here we've got all of our McMurray chicks, and we've got some ducks in there. There's our mandarin ducks that hatched, and they're doing great. There's one of our mandarins. There's our little baby. So these guys are probably, oh gosh, these guys are probably about 2 weeks old now. And then there's our day-old mandarin that just hatched. They grow really quick, and they are hard to hang on to. They want to jump out of my hand here. You don't know. But now we have 1 more mandarin hatching out inside. And then after that one's done, hopefully we'll be ready for those 8 eggs to hatch out in the chicken tractor. This was so amazing to watch. And I've watched a lot of mandarins hatch out before, but I've never seen a little pheasant chick come over like this, snuggle up to a mandarin duckling as it's hatching. So cute. All right, guys, ready to go to the brooder? Hey, there's our little mandarin. This guy took forever to hatch out. I'm so glad this little pheasant. I was actually pretty mad at all the other pheasants that hatched out. We had 7 hatch out that night, and they were picking at this little mandarin as he was hatching, and so I had to move them out into the brooder. But this guy was a good little companion, so now they'll go out and join the other pheasants. So, see the little duck? Is it cute?
Yes.
Now I believe we have 5 standard mandarins and 2 white mandarins, with our last mandarin coop and the 8 eggs waiting to hatch. So we'll let them hang out in there, and hopefully we'll have some more mandarins to join that little one soon. Do you remember our white pea chicks that hatched this year? Well, 2 of them hatched at the same time as another standard colored mandarin duckling. There you go. All right. Let's take you to the brooder. And then it was finally time for the second nesting box to start hatching. Both females are out. Let's see what's going on. Is she all right? Oh, she's trying to defend them? You got anything? Oh, we got babies! We got babies! I don't know, we're gonna have to probably get them out. I think they just hatched. Oh my goodness. Thank goodness. I thought this was the end. I didn't think these eggs were gonna hatch. I see 3 eggs left. I'm hoping we have 5 then. And they're all standards. We will check these guys in the morning. I'm gonna let them sleep in here tonight and then we'll move them into the brooder. So our babies made it out of their nesting box last night, and look how cute they are. They're so little. Now we're not gonna make the same mistake we made with the first group. We were gonna try to let the parents raise them and it just did not go well. So we're gonna have to move these guys right into the brooder. 1, 2. Got a mandarin?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, hold them carefully. There you go. Last one. Let's go take them to the brooder. So we've got a couple little mandarins. We've got these 5. And then the rest are actually going to go into that coop of our adult males. We're going to move some of those mandarins around just to make room for some of the baby ducks from this year. All right, go for that one. Go for that one. Go for that one. Oh, you did it. Okay, get your hands over the wings. Get your hands over the wings. Get your hands over the wings. You right, did it. Oh, no, no. Hold that leg. Hold those legs. There you go. All right. Hold tight, please. And our last pretty female, she might be the one that just hatched them out because she hasn't lost any feathers yet. So now we got those mandarin ducks out and we can get all of the other little baby ducks into here, and that includes a bunch of mandarins. Check these guys out. She was our first one to hatch out this year, and it was like in March. So this one's like almost 3 months old now. So we've got 5 hookbills, 1 mandarin there. And let's go get a whole bunch of the next batch of mandarins that hatched out. So these mandarins, these are the ones that you saw hatch out, and a couple of their white mandarin siblings had passed away in the coop, and we moved them into here. They've done great. One of our little hookbills. Super cute. Little mandarin. Here's our second oldest white mandarin from this year. Go, buddy. Our older ducks, and then our little mandarins and hookbills. So now they have a lot more space to move around.
I'll get a white one.
So it is 4 months later after these mandarins have hatched out, and they have totally grown up. Every one of these ones that we hatched out this year, outside of maybe 1 female we may keep as a backup, we're gonna end up shipping them out and selling them to our viewers. And so we've got some shipping boxes here. Thought you might like to see these. So we have these boxes that you can ship birds in. So this one's for 2 birds. And then this box right here, I had gotten our 4 white mandarins in. We're gonna ship 3 birds out in this today. But let's go see what these ducks look like now. I can't wait to show you. All right, so these are the male and females that we're gonna send. These are a standard pair. And so you can see the color already comes in after 3-4 months. They are fully colored. And so we've been shipping a few pairs over the last few weeks. And we're getting our last few pairs shipped out. I think we'll have 1 extra if there's anybody out there that still wants a pair this year. So we take this box, then go in here. These 2 guys will just have to make it about 1 to 2 days to their destination. So we fold this box in. They have ventilation on the sides, so we'll put a couple of zip ties on these 2 ends. So these guys will be on their way. So now we're gonna catch the white pair. We've got somebody that wants the white pair. They need an extra female. So here is our white mandarin pair, and then Uriah's got our standard female here. Don't these guys look just amazing with this golden brown color? This is the male. The females are all white. These guys look great, and they're ready to go into the box. Go ahead and put that one in. It's a little scary getting these guys all packaged up, wrapped up, ready to go. So it's a little scary until we get these guys all taped and zip tied, so we don't want them to pop out of this box on the way to the vehicle. All right, so we've got these packages all ready to ship. I'm excited about that. It's always a nerve-wracking thing because you hope that they make them there safely, and if they don't, we don't have any to replace it with. So I know I'm gonna have a few questions. I wanted to address a few things. Why didn't we move the ducklings that first hatched out that were with their parents, Salt and Airmail? And we really thought if we had just the 2 parents, they would do fine. They got hit by a rainstorm. We thought they'd be okay because ducks get wet, but a couple of them were just a little too weak and they didn't survive the first couple days, and that was super disappointing. But some of you are gonna say, well, if you just moved them to the brooder, they would have survived. I didn't get it filmed, but we had 3 standard ducklings that we moved to the brooder after one of the hatchings, I think some that were in the incubator, and they ended up dying in the first couple days, like 3 or 4 standard ducklings. And so both ways resulted in some loss, but we're so excited for the ones that ended up making it, and that will make some people really happy. We are so excited to see our mandarins in the aviary, maybe a few months left to go. So we'll keep working on that. We'll see you guys next time. What do you want? Oh, Bella. Let me hold you. Say bye.